Hey, you just tuned in for another episode of
Transformers Time Warp.
Hey, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There are new Mix of Picks episodes every Thursday. Hey, what's up, Transformers fans? Thanks for coming back for another episode. This is Mike, and you might notice that our pile of boxes sitting here in my living room has some holes in it now, visibly. So that's cool. Last week we opened up a few packages. Let's open up a couple more. Let's take a smaller one, and let's take a larger one, which, like last week's package, is also from Japan. Now, if you saw last week's episode, you'll know that I got an eBay buy in that unboxing, and it wasn't what I expected. That was largely my fault, not paying attention to the details of the description versus the pictures, but it also turned out to be a knockoff of Red Alert. So, word to the wise, just be careful on eBay, make sure the descriptions and the pictures match, and the old adage, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is, often applies. So if the price is too low to be an official, brand new model that you're looking for, it probably is. So take your chances, but just be aware. Let's open this guy up. Now, this was previously opened, but as I've said in other unboxings, I've closed them back up, and I don't remember what was in this one, so it's going to be a surprise to me as well. So let's get this going. Oh, this was one that I wanted to open so bad. Oh, yes. Okay, very excited about this. Okay, it's not taped. So this is something that I've been dying to open. So the Mastermind Creations people put out some larger versions of the cassettes for Soundwave. So if you wanted some more serious looking cassette tapes, although they're too large to go into Soundwave, they had this series of their remixes. So this is their remix, their deluxe version of Ravage. I'm very eager to open this up, but let's go ahead and move to the next package and then come back to this and open it up and see what it's like. And we'll do a little comparison between the Takara Tomy normal sized Ravage and this deluxe sized. All right, so sometimes you might have to go far and wide for what you want. And I found this on Amazon Japan. This is actually from Amazon Japan. This, I do believe I know what's in here. So I want to show it to you, although we may not do a complete unboxing because I'm not sure I'm going to keep this or not. It's already opened, so let's just flip the lids. And yes, it is what I thought it was. And the packaging on this is amazing. So I just wanted to show this to you guys. This is how much care this Amazon packaging service did for this in Japan. So this is Soundwave, which, interestingly enough, we just saw an Ocular Max remix of Ravage, the box anyway. So this is just amazing to me how securely they packaged this to make sure that it traveled well. It's shrink wrapped to a backing, a cardboard backing that fits the inside of that box perfectly so as to minimize the amount of movement it would do in shipping. So I'm hesitant to open this because I have another one that I bought that the box is in worse condition than this is, I'm sure. So I don't know that I want to open this for my collection or not because somebody else might want to buy it. However, the reissue of Soundwave is coming out in this November, I believe it is. So I don't know if it's worth the concern, whether I bother which one I open or not. But you know what? Let's go ahead and put this aside. It's just very coolly, very well packed, and I really appreciate how well the seller packed this. Since we're not going to open this one, let's go ahead and pull another box from the pile. So we're just continuing with a theme here. This is another box from eBay. Let's go ahead and find out what's inside of it. Again, this one has been opened, but we're going to reopen it. Oh my gosh, okay. So I'm laughing because this is also a character that I might not want to open because I'm waiting on an alternative for it. It's BadCube's Brawny. This has been a very well sought after version of Brawn. It says here on the box that this is a 2017 reissue. It says extra accessories included. This was purchased, and I'm glad to see that it actually is here as promised. It looks like it's brand new. This tape has not been untaped. Neither has the bottom tape. So it does look like it is brand new sealed, mint in sealed box. And yeah. Fans Toys is having their version of Brawn come out early next year, I think it is. Maybe February, March, something like that. I was really holding out hope that Fans Toys would be the version that I wanted. And it may be what I end up with, but its final finish was not exactly what I wanted. It feels to me like it went too far to the cartoon aesthetic, and I wish they would have produced it with a little bit more of a high-end kind of finish to it. The paint looks pretty flat. In the earlier computer rendering of the figure, it looked like they had kind of a shiny metallic paint going on. That doesn't look like it's there anymore. So, long story short, perhaps this will be the version of Brawn that I use for my collection, although I already put in the pre-order for Fans Toys Brawn. Go check it out if you'd like. It's on pre-order from TF Source, Big Bad Toy Store, wherever you get your Transformers from. It's probably on pre-order. So again, this is going to be a character that I'm not going to open because I'm not sure I want to really compromise the box if I'm not going to use it for my collection and if some other collector would like to purchase it. So let's go ahead and move on to yet another box. Okay, well, who thought today would be the day that we're actually getting through this many boxes in the pile? But it's pretty exciting. I'm having some fun. And here's the next box. This is from toysource.com. It's heavy. I'm not really sure what's in it, so let's just go ahead and open it. Like I said, other boxes, this box has been opened previously, but I don't remember what the contents are, so let's have a look. Oh, cool. It's another Mastermind Creations remix. And it's Hoist from MMC as well. At least we can go ahead and take the bubble wrap off. So let's do that. So this is Mastermind Creations PS05 girder, the architect, also known as Hauler or Grapple. So in the G1 cartoon continuity, there was a character in one of the original episodes who appears in only one scene, and they call him Hauler or Road Hauler.
I'm sorry, hon. It's my fault. Holler! Pull him up!
Technically, that character was only seen in that one episode, never seen again. Later, apparently became Grapple. So if you want to be technical, there are two different characters. There's Hauler and there's Grapple in the G1 continuity. And I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for in my collection, if it's going to be Grapple literally or if it's going to be Hauler. I also ordered, I believe, the Takara Tomy Grapple, so I have choices. So that being said, I don't think we're going to open this one either, since I'm not sure what I'm doing with it. Let's move on to that next package. All right, first off, we've got some hands. It says KFC on there. These are Keith's Fantasy Club hands. I don't remember who I ordered hands for. but the package says KP07, so I'll have to look that up. Okay, let's turn this around. This is a larger box, and this was TF Source, as you can see here. That's because this is a set of 2 deluxe cassettes from Mastermind Creations. So we're going to have a cassette fest here. Since this box is here, let's open it. Wow. Pretty sweet. So if you can see that, that's the contents of the box there. For each of the characters, the RMX-06 and 07 apparently. Yeah, that's the 2 models. You've got a stand, you've got twin guns, you've got an extra face, and you've got twin pile drivers. And this is a pretty beefy set. I mean, that is really cool looking. Let's start with the guy on the left. Now, I know there's some debate as to who the blue guy is supposed to be, depending on whether you're referencing the toy, the comics, blah, blah, blah. I'm referencing the cartoon. And so the cartoon first identifies f.i.b.r.i.r here, MMC's f.i.b.r.i.r, as Rumble.
Rumble, activate pile drivers, Operation Destruction.
I'm impressed.
So I'm going to go with blue/purple is Rumble, red and black is Frenzy. So let's take a look at Rumble first. Warning, forcing the hammer to close when the power is off will cause damage. Kindly follow MMC's YouTube video manual. So yes, I had forgotten, but these have powered pile drivers, both of these characters. You apparently need to be careful on how you treat them when they're turned off. Okay, got the tape, got the display stand, which is cool. Nice molded piece here. Looks like cracked earth. And the 2 pile drivers, also with the warning. Okay, look at this. This is so cool. It's like a cassette tape, packaged up exactly like a cassette tape. There's a little description about f.i.b.r.i.r. That's cool. But let's go ahead and take a look at the bot. Oh, before we do that, let's take a look at the insert. Oh, that's even nice. Look at that. They actually did some detail work on the case. It's got these concentric rings, like a vibration. It's very cool. I am, continually impressed with MMC. Just the quality of their products. If you saw the Sphinx PS01C video I did, you can see that they do put a lot of quality work into their products, whether or not you like the cartoon aesthetic, which I don't. So here we go. Hey, there's Pake for Life again, working with MMC. And so the video manual is by Pake. Nice metal print here on die cast. That's really cool. And you've got your transformation sequence. Another splash image here. Your transformation instructions. Nice. And collector's card. That illustration looks really, really cool. Mine's a little bent from being in there with the cassette, I guess. But, oh well, it's just a collector's card. It's a thin piece of cardboard, but, whatever. It's collectible. It's fun. So let's take a look at the cassette here. Pretty plain, but if I remember correctly, toyhacks.com has a sticker set you can put on this. So I think that's what I will do. But let's see how it looks when we first transform it. All right, I'll be right back with it transformed. All right, there we have him. That's Rumble. I think he's looking really awesome. He's solidly put together. The transformation just feels good. He does have an ab crunch. He's got a thigh swivel. Looks like he's got good ankles for flexing, so you can get him into a nice dynamic position. See, it swivels there. So that's cool. He doesn't have wrists that can swivel, however. And his shoulder movement is a little bit impinged because it's a very square connection on a ball joint. And so getting him to wing out his arms a little bit is the nuance is not there. To wing his arm out, it really had to come out far, and that's really kind of where it wants to sit, or it wants to sit 90 degrees to his body. So he does have a bicep swivel and, of course, elbow. So that's really cool. He's got these hip skirt flaps that move so that they can accommodate the leg there. If it doesn't seem to move, you just got to move it up manually and then pull the leg forward. Otherwise, it might get a little jammed. The accessories are really cool. They fold out, so they actually sit inside the cassette when in cassette mode, which is really cool. And as you can see, you can wear it on his back, use it as a gun. So whatever reason, the animators decided that it was cool for him to have one gun and not two in the cartoon. Most of the times when either of these guys are shown bearing their weapons, they've got one on the back and they've got one in their hand. I always thought that looked kind of funny, but there you go. You can position him and put a weapon in his hand like he had in the cartoon. Let's do a little side-by-side comparison with his Takara Tomy counterpart, the official masterpiece, Rumble. I gotta say the guy on the right, little guy on the right's cute. The guy on the left, that's the cartoon robot to me. I am so glad that MMC decided that they wanted to do these deluxe Cassettebots. The scale for Takara Tomy is right because it fits with Soundwave, but who's to say that when the Cassettebots come out, they don't grow in size due to the mass shifting and such. I mean, Soundwave himself shrinks down to a human-sized cassette deck. So I just think they're really cool. I think they match the aesthetic well enough, and they are just nicely detailed. The paint apps are clean. The colors are good and consistent. It's just really cool, and I am so glad to have these as a part of my collection. I will be hard-pressed to necessarily want to show the Takara Tomy ones when I can show these ones. But hey, if you're doing pics on Instagram and you want to have a little bit of variety and scale change, then you can definitely use the Takara Tomy for shots that are supposed to be from a farther distance, and then when you want the close-ups, you use the Pretty Boy. So very cool. Let's go ahead and check out Frenzy. Oh, hey, surprise, surprise. Look at that. I did not realize they actually came with their own stickers. And it looks like with a couple of alternate heads. Very cool. So, same packaging. Okay, same color base. There's piledrivers. And the cassette itself is looking really cool, just like the other one. I mean, really high level of detail. MMC, to me, is really impressing. It looks like a cassette, high fidelity, as if you're going to record a mixtape on this. Nice graphics here. Just, perfect tape case. All right, so we've got our insert here. There's our transformation sequence. 2 modes for the Cassettebot. And we have the collector's card, which is looking really nice. Again, thin, but nice. And then the instructions, like the other Cassettebot. So it was Rodimus Primal's video where he discussed which bot was which, and I already said that I am stating that my purple-blue bot is Rumble. Rodimus Primal also said that apparently fandom has come up with a couple of different acronyms for what you want to believe are the correct names. So mine is going to be ribfir. Rumble is blue, Frenzy is red. So ribfir, r.i.b.f.i.r, however you want to remember it. But Rumble is blue, Frenzy is red. All right, let's take a look at him in bot mode. Frenzy is looking pretty awesome. Let me go ahead and move this guy so he's not confusing things. Overall, same good quality as Rumble. However, for some reason, his guns, well, this one's not as floppy, but this one, you know, the barrel is floppy. So the tension's not as good on this gun as it is the other gun, and not as good as Rumble's. So I'm not sure why. But another thing about the paint apps, very clean again. Everything looks really nice, you know, including the face. However, I'll give you a close-up of the face. There you go, looking pretty good. However, the tabs that go into his body, that tab into the legs in Cassettebot mode, if you can see there, it's not just shadow. If there was red painted on the whole thing, it's chipped off already. So the red is not as durable as the blue paint on Rumble. But hey, I'm not gonna complain about that too much. Overall, this bot is really, really nice. And let's do a little comparison of him and his Takara Tomy buddy. They're cool looking. They're both cool looking. So all in all, again, I can't complain. And I love the MMC remix versions here of both Rumble and Frenzy. They're very cool. Best buds. Let's check out the pile drivers on one of these guys, because they're supposed to be motorized. So this is how you attach the pile drivers. And just try to make sure, if you care, not to show the battery compartment on the front side, where you'll be seeing him doing his pile driving. Batteries are not included, I found out, so I can't demonstrate the pile driving. But these just slip on, and they are nicely engineered, so they do fit really well. Snap and flip that closed. There you go, there's one. Same with the other side. Again, they have nicely done them as opposites, so you will not get a battery compartment showing on one side and not the other. And if you've done it correctly, I have one joint upside down. Stand by, let me get that joint fixed. See this one right here? That joint is not supposed to be showing 3 post holes. So that's supposed to be the other side with just the 2 molding dots. So let me flip that around. Oh yeah, and to open this should be as easy as getting your thumb in under here and just pulling up. And the whole thing just pops open. So, and then slide that off. All right, now with that shoulder reversed, let's slide this back on. Close that up, and there you are. You've got Rumble ready to do some pile driving. Pretty awesome. And then the pile drivers are motorized, so get the right batteries and you can set them up for demonstration to do some pile driving. Here it is. The stand has some pegs for his feet, which, you know, can help stabilize him, so that's nice. You know, MMC has just done such a nice job with bringing some real, you know, depth and volume, some mass to these characters, and making them really look more like the cartoon characters themselves than the Takara Tomy versions, you know. All right, well, let's go ahead and check out RMX-01 Jaguar, or Ravage. All right, so here we have Jaguar. This is RMX-01. So we're going to go ahead and open this. This was difficult to find. TF Source was sold out. Big Bad Toy Store was sold out. Before I even knew I wanted this character, it was already gone. So I found this, thankfully, on eBay. And the seller was awesome, and the product was exactly as described. I mean, this thing is brand new. This tape is original and, you know, unopened. So how can you go wrong? I can't wait to dig into this. So let's go ahead and open this up. Some kind of caution here about the front leg assembly. All right, so that's a pretty big caution. Basically, it says, you know, use this locking mechanism from the front leg to the rear leg assembly as described, or we're not responsible for any breakage and we can't replace parts. So, try to be careful here on this one. Again, nicely packed. And again, proof that this is brand new. This is taped, and, you know, I mean, unless the guy taped it himself, but that's factory taped. So let's open that up. All right. Oop, not quite, huh? Guess I didn't make it quite all the way around the horn there. There we go. So that is looking pretty slick. Again, the nice details here with the concentric rings on the case, the nice design, the die cast in metallic print. Really cool design for the tape case. Yeah, let's pop this open. There we go. Same kind of nice print job. They are very consistent on this. In this series, I really like it. There's the transformation sequence there in photos. And we've got the collector's card here. Again, a lot of pride taken in this. Very cool. Let's go ahead and get this transformed into robot mode. All right, so this is really, really impressive. I can't say how much I really enjoy the way this thing looks. The engineering is interesting. It has some parts that I wish would have tabbed together so that they wouldn't move when handling, like these little panels. It would be nice if you could have those tabbed somehow. But you know what? That doesn't really matter. This thing is just so cool looking. And Pig for Life, thanks to his video for the transformation help, and also for giving me some info on this character. This is the first in the remix series from Mastermind Creations. So that could explain why it does not come with stickers for its Cassettebot mode. And I think what I was saying about toyhacks.com might be true for this character instead of Riot and, instead of Rumble and Frenzy. I'm going to check that, see if there's some stickers on there for Ravage here, because The cassette mode with stickers on it would probably look pretty cool. I don't know if it'll ruin the aesthetic here in robot mode, but this thing is amazing. Look at this. Look at these details. I mean, there's a lot of die cast, I guess. I mean, it's fairly heavy. I think all these lower legs are die cast. These are chromed plastic, so that's not die cast. But it's really got a good weight to it. And as Pig for Life pointed out, you can get some, it just has like kind of an organic quality to it that, makes it feel like an animal, like a cat. So let's just do a comparison. One thing I'll point out first is, I don't know if it was from me transforming it or if it was just a matter of how it was packaged or maybe just a manufacturing defect. But that fang there on the left is a little bit nubbed because the tip of it broke off. So I was going to super glue it, but I was attempting to, and it just was not working out very easily. So I just said, scrap it. So now I've got a Ravage with even more character. He's even a little bit more bad because he's got that chipped tooth. So let's do a little comparison with the Takara Tomy, the official version. And there you go. I mean, look at this, the size difference. It's amazing. And the official Takara Tomy, the head doesn't swivel. It doesn't have a mouth that can open. There's no comparison really, but how can you really compare when you have something so small with the Takara Tomy version that goes into Soundwave, actually fits with Soundwave, and can't account for the mass shifting that might happen in the cartoon. So I think, again, like if you want to do a little playability things, you want to set up a diorama and you want to have it seem like Ravage is further away in the background than he really is. Maybe you can use the Takara Tomy version. And then when you want him to be on the attack in a close-up fight scene, you could use him. You could use the RMX-01 Jaguar from MMC. Really, really nice. See if we can get this guy in the foreground a little bit. Put that guy in the background. Kind of a little bit of a comparison there. But the detail is just amazing. All right, let's do a big brother, little brother shot real quick. Look at that. That is just fantastic. That just looks great. All right, well, that does it for Jaguar. We'll go ahead and do a final masterpiece scale comparison test. And now, what you've all been waiting for, the Transformers Time Warp Takara Tomy Masterpiece Scale Comparison Test. So we've got our standards here, MP10 Convoy, aka Optimus Prime, and MP21 Bumblebee. And let's go ahead and see how our new characters stack up. Cassettebot 1. I like the size of this Cassettebot, even though he's substantially larger than our Takara Tomy official version, which, according to Pig for Life, he says that the Cassettebots are supposed to be about half the size of Bumblebee, which makes the Takara Tomy version pretty much correct, except when you get down the line to, Ravage. Ravage does not come up to about half the height of Bumblebee. We'll see that here in a moment. But just to bring in bring in Rumble here with his pile drivers. There we go. Now we just got some cool representation of the crew there. I personally don't care about the size difference for the deluxe characters. I really like them. I wouldn't mind if that was their official scale. But regardless, Pig for Life did mention the mass shifting that occurs when the Cassettebots come out of Soundwave in the cartoon. So we could, attribute it to that. But I don't really care. Either way. Very cool, very playable. And let's go ahead and check them out against Ravage. Okay, he's not that big, but he is still pretty large. Now, Pake's, scaling is pretty evident here. He is roughly half the size of Bumblebee, so that's good. I think he is a really good representation of Ravage. I'll take his size. I don't care if he's too big. I just think the quality and the detail in this build is really good. Maybe to truly match Bumblebee, Ravage should be about 3/4 of his MMC size here. But, I don't care. It's a good addition to my collection. So let's go ahead and take a look at him in comparison to the Takara Tomy size. There you go. I mean, look at that difference. It's huge. It's like a house cat for Optimus Prime. The Takara Tomy version, that is. Might as well call him Mr. Bigglesworth, So there you go. You have the comparison. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right, well, today was, I think, a pretty exciting episode. We got a mixed bag of things that I wasn't necessarily ready to unbox after we took them out of the shipping packages. But we got to take a look at MP13 Soundwave, BadCube's Brawn, and we got to take a look at MMC's Girder, aka Grapple. I'm playing with the idea of actually using Girder as hauler because there is no official release of Hauler as its own toy for Masterpiece, even though Hauler is in one scene in all of G1. A little bit of an animation mistake or some such thing, but regardless, does appear as a different character in the series. I'm really excited about what we actually got to unbox today. These 3 Cassettebots from MMC, their remix line, I'm extremely stoked about. We've seen that things scale pretty well, and according to Pake for Life, Ravage actually scales better here in the MMC remix version than with the Takara Tomy version. So, thanks for joining me. I'm Mike. This is MixelPix Transformers Time Warp. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below, and come back for next week's episode. Until then, happy collecting, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe for more MixelPix videos, and leave me your comments below about what you liked and you didn't like about the video. Until next time, see ya.